Welcome, I'm the DeadwoodJedi. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. We are back on the road to Ultra Nightmare. We're on the free-to-play. We're working our way forward, and today has been a lot of fun. Yesterday was a lot of fun, I guess you'd say. Let's see where we're at on the daily login. It is day 6 we finished. I guess we're still in it, technically. We're still on day 6 of the daily login. I just woke up, so I've got my coffee. I'm ready for another day with the old free-to-play here. This is how excited I am, guys. I literally woke up, put on some clothes, made a pot of coffee, and I'm already back to grinding. That's how much fun this is. But I thought we'd do a little bit chiller today. Every day I've been going through, this is what I did, and this is what I did, and this is what I did. And I'll cover some of that, but I'm not gonna go quite as intense. We had a big day yesterday, though. Big day yesterday, guys. Hit some major milestones on the account. Wow. But we're gonna try and chill a little bit. I actually have a couple shards. Figured we'd open those as well. And you know, just kind of go through things and do some musings. That's today's idea. You can see I'm on the blue stacks. If you're running multiple accounts, you want to get blue stacks. It's crazy if you don't. You can download the link below in the pinned comment and description of this video. Like all my videos going forward now. It's really a life changer. Like life-saving ability. Be able to have this on BlueStacks is so great. That means I can keep another account open on Player and Play if I want to, on my phone if I want to, or just another screen with another BlueStacks up. It's totally doable too. But it's a great way to run multiple accounts at the same time. Now, obviously, you have to have a computer for it, but that's literally the only limitation. So there's a link down below. I recommend using it. Still waiting on my linked accounts to go ahead and trust me. I'm sure it'll happen. If it doesn't, it's fine. I'll get rid of them. We'll get some more people in there. We'll make it happen. And frankly, I don't need Jamarsa. I don't need whatever the other guy is. I don't have him on my own account. Who needs him here? It's not important. Let's do a brief recap. Let's go through. First, let's drink the coffee. Oh my God, that's so necessary. Okay. Wow. So good. All right, let's go through and talk a little bit about what I did yesterday. So actually, first thing I should say, I got on that daily login, got my 500 energy. Huge. Absolutely massive. We got the daily Rhonda thing coming up, the Rhonda chase. She's coming up at reset today. That'll be exciting. That's gonna be huge for me, actually, because my arena team is missing a second nuker. There's a couple ways you can build an arena team, right? Basically, you usually have one flex spot, so to speak. You got your speed booster, you got your debuffer, you've got your damage dealer, and then you have kind of one flex spot. Well, this stage, nobody's strong enough to really one-shot anybody in arena. So, because of that, I could really use a second champion, right? Here, I'll show you what I mean. So we come in, right? I've got Deacon here is a turn meter booster and a debuffer, which is great. That means I have 2 flex spots because Elhain is my nuker, obviously. And then I've got Elva in there. I've got Frostbringer in there. They're both great champions, but I don't need both of them for this. Frostbringer gives me the speed buff and the increased attack. And while the block debuffs is nice, I'd rather bring in somebody else just to finish off the enemy. As you can see, that is currently very hurt right now, but I don't have that. So this is why getting somebody like Rhonda would be massive, because I can have her come in and clean up what Elhain doesn't. And that would be huge. I could take Elva out of here. Don't have to worry about her there. That'd be a huge boost for my account. We're not there yet though, obviously, right? But look at us. We're in Silver 3 comfortably. Looking to climb a little bit, you know? I'm actually thinking that in the next, I don't know. I'm going to get Rhonda today. I would say probably in the next 2, maybe 3 days, I should be in gold, which is pretty great. Less than a week and we're already in gold arena. I think that's where I should be able to get to. That's pretty good. Arena is way better balanced now than it used to be. There used to be, you see whale teams at this stage. It's crazy the changes that they made. I've kind of just, you know, assumed it was broken for all this time, but it's actually in pretty good shape. Now, I did get to level 35 yesterday, and that is massive, mostly because it unlocks faction wars, which is huge. Now, Faction Wars itself isn't like all that, right? But honestly, even doing Faction Wars, I'm not gonna win most of my fights. But I'll give you a quick DWJ tip of the day here for doing Faction Wars early, right? All you're looking for is a team where you can win 2 out of 3. That's all you're looking for. And because we have such few champions, and there are some, look, I mean, there's people with like multiple 60s, like this is gonna be difficult for us, right? Hey, just a friendly reminder, if you haven't already, take a moment and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you don't miss the next one of these videos that comes out. And of course, if you guys need help with your account, you can go to my website, DeadwoodJedi.com, where I'll be happy to look at your squad and make whatever improvements are needed to be made. But you know, when I'm doing that, I still want to play my own account. That's why I use BlueStacks, which you'll find linked down below in the pinned comment and description of this video. BlueStacks is a great way to run multiple instances of the game on your computer at the same time. And if you enjoyed today's music, we have that Soundstripe link down below in the pinned comment and description of this video as well. Use code DeadwoodJedi, save 15%. So one of the things I'm looking for are teams like, oh, see, like this is perfect, obviously. But a team like this is great, right? They got 4 people, 4 setups, but only 37k power. I'm like, I can match that, right? Even something like this team right here. They have 1 strong team, right? 2 legendaries, a 60, a miscreated monster. Like, that's strong. But look at this, all 40s. They're epics, so it won't be easy, but they're all epics. Only 40. All 40 or less here. That's 2 wins I can get. So if we go into this fight here, I saved tokens for you guys this morning. So if we go into this fight, I have 2 teams that are kind of set up, right? So like my first team, I've got Deacon for the boost, Elva or Elhain for the nuke, right? I've got even Frostbringer in here just to make sure we get stuff landed. My second team, which is not great, by the way, but it's Elva, and that's huge because Elva is like a beast right now. She's a beast right now. That's one of the other things I want to talk about. How amazing she is, and she is amazing. But she might be able to just solo take this on or keep us alive or do something like that. Now we're not going to be strong enough where I can just manual everything, right? I have to, or I can just auto everything. I'm going to have to manual a lot of this, but this definitely is something that, you know, this is a way to get 2 wins out of an opponent and just give up the 3rd one, because I don't have enough quality champions or gear to put up 3 quality fights. So my goal, just try to win 2 as best I can. Now I'm lucky I have 2 speed lead champions in Elva and Deacon Armstrong. They have speed auras, I should say, right? You know, I only have 1 nuke champion right now in Elhain. Now ideally what would end up happening, oh, that was, I think, a poor decision there. Let's see if we can't frost some of them. Okay, got a freeze in. That's huge. Throw in a little debuff action. I like it. Let's see if we can get a leech going here. No, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. I don't need it. One of the things I would say I would love to have is when we get Rhonda, then I'll be able to have a true damage dealing champion on both teams. And I think that's actually going to be pretty massive for me, because right now I only have the 1, right? It's just Elhain, and getting a second one would be pretty big. So I want to take somebody out as quick as possible. You can see, look at the damage Elva does, right? And it's just legendary. She's legendary. Legendary. That's who she is. That's how she is. And Assassin's pretty solid with the single target damage, actually, surprisingly so. And so now the whole thing is just try to take out their damage dealers 1 by 1, bit by bit. I don't care if the rest of them die. In fact, I really don't want Elva to revive anybody because I just want her to kill everyone instead. And that's kind of a little bit of a trick as we're going through here that I have to kind of be cognizant of, be a little bit careful of. But at this point we can go. And so this is one of the things I did want to talk about with Elva, or any champion like her that has a revive. You need to be careful of how you're using them. Because Elva's a legendary, her damage is already going to be way higher than everybody else, right? So I don't even have to build her as a damage champion. She'll be able to hit hard. Sometimes I need that more than I need her even increased speed buff or her revive ability. And so one of the things you can do, and I would kind of recommend doing, is turn off the revive occasionally, you know, pay attention. You know, obviously you're going to need it for some things, but there might be situations where you just don't need that. It's actually not going to be helpful for you. So understanding that, you know, knowing when you want to use stuff is going to be really big. And also, like, in these early stages, you got to manual a lot of stuff, right? Really, you do. It just makes everything so much better, so much easier. Anyway, one of the reasons why I wanted to come here and show this to you is because we're starting to get gold bars, and gold bars, obviously we're not getting nearly enough for Drexstar or anything good, but these are going to be massive to our progress, right? So once we can, we'll have access to 3-star chickens, which again, huge for us, right? Look at these champion fragments. These are here for Broadma, right? So like, that's one of those things where we can speed up the Broadma part of things by getting some fragments there, which will be really, really nice. You know, eventually we'll be able to move up into that stuff. But right now, even just here in bronze, these are pretty big buffs, right? Even a rare skill tome, being able to get access to that is pretty freaking good. Now, we have to recognize the prices here are super inflated, right? I've got 138 gold bars. I've done one refill thing. So it's not like these are coming really easily, and I think the priority should probably be Drexstar here, right? He's a really good champion, and I really do want to get him. So, you know, I want those 100 days to go about as fast as I possibly can, because it'll be a big boon to my account. That said, boy, yeah, getting these fragment, you know, champion fragments would be really helpful as well. So my goal is to get a team of 3 that can compete and to start climbing bronze, because in bronze it's all, yeah, it's mostly wishy-washy, right? At least in bronze 4, it's good, or whatever, bronze 1, wherever we are right now, bronze 1, it's going to be pretty easy to get some points in there. So my goal is to be able to try and at least be able to get my, you know, 10 to 20 points every single day by winning every single fight. That's really my goal. And if I can do that, I'll be able to get, you know, some of these fragments every week, which is, I think, huge for me. So that's one of the big goals here, to try and get that as soon as possible. So that's what we got. Gold, you know, aiming for gold in arena, aiming for, I don't know, the next level of bronze in 3v3. I'm actually not even worried about staying low in 3v3. It might be better for us just so we can easy farm some things. But the idea is to kind of grow there a little bit over time. You guys, I asked you guys what I should spend my gems on. You answered. You'll notice I have hardly any gems now. I have indeed fully mastered Elva. That was overwhelmingly the request from you guys, was get Elva done. There were a few people that had some interesting suggestions out there, and I should talk about this. I think Elva was a great choice, but not the only choice, right? And there were some really interesting options. A couple people said wait for Rhonda, and obviously not being on my account, I had blinders on to the possibility that that might be a good choice, and I think that would have been a good choice to do. A couple people said just upgrade the gem mine, and I think that would have been reasonable, because obviously 500 for the first stage, so another 500 for the second stage, right? And there's 3 stages of that thing. You know, the gem mine does take about 100 days to reap the gems back in terms of payout. Over the long term, it's definitely worth it, but you know, is this a short-term account? Is this a long-term account? Is it really worth it? It's not that short-term, but a lot of people pointed out that you're going to get so much out of having mastered champions early on that it's going to be a huge boon for the account, and I have to agree with that. And so we ended up mastering Elva. The funny thing about all this, I've mastered 2 champions. Neither one has been my starter, and neither one's probably going to be my campaign farmer, which means that Mike Elhain better be able to farm campaign if I have any hope of really, you know, doing anything in this competition, because that's the trick. You need one champion to at least be able to do that. She's still probably my first 60 champion, which is kind of crazy, just so I can start solo farming campaign, because once I can solo farm brutal campaign, then I can start really leveling up food, and that's where most of my energy is going to end up going. I am going to mix that up though, right? I still have some missions going, and I've been doing more and more of the missions, and that's been helping out a lot, right? You get gear pieces, you get potions, you get silver and energy and stuff like that. So I do want to keep, you know, spending some time with that. I also just don't want to be bored. Unlike a lot of people, I cannot just do the pure efficiency route. Like I get bored. I got to do some fun things in here. So like the other day, you know, one of the things I did, I wasted energy. I don't know if it's a waste, but I spent a fair amount of energy trying to get some magic key potions, because my Elva, man, when I can unlock her passive ability, look at this thing, heal 10% of ally at the start of their turn. That's such a huge ability, but I cannot cannot activate this until she's ascended 3 stars. So that's killing me. That's definitely something like I want to do. So these are the things that you got to kind of, weigh against, right? Now, I'm sure I could solo farm with Elva, but it would be like the slowest solo farm. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. So I do want to get Elhain up. She's going to be the one that could really, I think, make that happen. And at 6 stars, it's going to make a big difference with all of my stuff. It's possible I could leave her at 5 stars. And I'm hopeful today we'll pull a champion that maybe I could take up to 6 stars instead of her. We'll see if that's really a realistic possibility, but I would like it to be, because she's great, but she's not, to me, somebody that I really need to take past 50. Now, every account's a little different. At this point in the campaign, when I first played, I don't even think I was thinking that way. I was thinking I was duo farming pretty extensively. But once I realized you can solo farm, I had a Bellower on my account, and he made that an easy call. A very easy call, easily the choice I needed to bring in. So that's what I did. I used him to solo farm campaign. If I'm able to get somebody like a Bellower or a Fellhound, that'll be the route that I'm going to take, right? I'll take them to 60, let them solo farm for me. I can keep Elhain for arena, don't really have to focus on her as much anymore, and I can save those chicken resources to rank her up, put them on that farmer instead, who I can use in other areas too. I think that's just going to be a better route all in all, right? Even if I can't, even if I don't get a Bellower or a Fellhound or somebody else that's good for that, then it's going to probably be Elhain that goes up, and I'm going to have to wait a little bit on everybody else, Elva and Deacon. It's just gonna be a little bit of pain because those are the ones I'm excited about. Much like you guys, you get a legendary, you want to use them, right? But I think that's just gonna be the best route. In fact, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. Like, let me know, who do you think I should be 6-starring first? That is my priority right now. I spent all that 500 energy yesterday ranking up food. That was really what I did yesterday. You'll notice that I have in my vault, I've got several food pieces. These guys are ranked up to 30, waiting to go to 40. These two are at 40, waiting to go to 50. I've got these two already at 4-star. These two, Greybeard and Halberd, I'm holding on to for the rosin fusion, so I'm not selling them. I do have an Armiger I'm holding on just because Armiger's good. So I've got that. I've got more of these. Look at these guys, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. I've got some other food here ready to go. I've got some of these guys at 3 stars. So today's the day we start ranking some of that up. I might, so that's going to be exciting, right? That'll be fun. I did pick up an Ugo yesterday. So like another really good pickup. Again, duplicating a lot of what Deacon and Frostbringer bring with the decreased defense, but brings a block buffs, which is really nice and adds a little bit more utility to my account, which is great. I do have a Coffin Smasher still, really good champion, just waiting for some gloves to throw on him. I did get a chest piece that I thought was pretty decent in perception, so I tossed that on, give him a bit more accuracy. I'm a little reticent to toss any real equipment on these champions, just whatever to fill it out, because then it costs silver to remove it. So I need to be careful if I toss something on that I can just destroy it, and I don't want to keep it in the future. Is a little bit part of it, but right now he's in pretty good shape with his toughness and stuff, so I'm pretty happy with the build so far. I don't think I have any real complaints about any of the champions at the moment. One thing I wanted to do is I wanted to open some shards. I don't know how you guys feel. We have a 10x right now for Krizia, and obviously pulling Krizia would absolutely break everything, and I'd have to do some real soul searching on how badly I want to win this thing versus have decent content for you guys, because I don't think anybody wants to see a Krizia just solo the world. I feel like that's probably not the best idea, right? I mean, I do, but I don't know if anybody else does. It would make for a pretty boring account. So I don't know. We'll have to think about that one. But what I do want to do is I have some books, I have some shards, and I want to open them today. Now, one of you guys might be going, wait a minute, why aren't you waiting for a 2x event? You always say wait for the 2x event, and I do say that, and there's a reason why. Because at this early stage of the account, whatever I pull is going to be helpful. Even if it's the worst epic champion in the world, that's another 4-star food. The worst rare champion in the world, it's another 3-star food. And right now, my priority, and this is something I keep reminding myself because I keep getting distracted, but my priority has to be get one champion to 6-star. And that's the real DWJ tip of the day. Get somebody to 6-star ASAP, almost to the exclusion of everything else. I keep getting distracted by having champions that I know will be useful at certain points later on, right? I got an Armiger there. I've got these champions for, Roz infusion. Honestly, I shouldn't even be thinking about that. Like, that really doesn't matter for the progression of my account, because right now, what I need to do is get someone to 6-star. Once I do that, then all of a sudden I can start farming Minotaur. I can start farming Brutal Campaign. I can start farming all of this stuff. And that's a huge, huge accomplishment. So that's definitely a big thing. And that is the reason why, if, someone's like, you're a little behind right now. I had a couple people say that in my last video. You're well behind on the account. So I'm like, well, first off, the videos are a couple days behind. Second, I have other stuff kind of set up and ready to go. So I might be last to getting someone to 6-star, but I'm gonna have multiple champions ready to go for that are quality champions. So at least that's my hope. That's my hope. Anyway, but I do have to start prioritizing that, like, really badly. Get someone to 6-star. I do want to point out before we get into that real quick, I did finish the campaign on Brutal. 3-starred it. 3-starred it. And Elva's amazing. Watching her with the heal every time she A1s, she puts a continuous heal on somebody. It's like easy breezy, man. But yeah, we finished everything. 3 stars on all of it. Brutal, hard, normal, all 3-starred. Got all those rewards. I have not tried Nightmare yet. That is on the list of things to do, but that list will probably start after I get a champion to 6-star. I don't think there's a real need to do it before then, unless I'm really in desperate need of silver or gems or something like that. But there's not going to be anything too game-changing too early. So, and I don't think I'm going to be able to advance super far in there anyway. And right now, so little energy, I don't really want to waste it on anything I don't absolutely need. So let's open some shards, and maybe the raid gods will bless me with even more luck. So, yeah, that's why I'm not saving anything right now. Also, the other thing, there is a fusion going on right now. This is important to know, right? We started late. We're not going to be able to actually get this fusion champion. Understanding that tells me I don't have to worry about any summoning events or anything like that, right? That's good. I don't have to worry about the summon events. Cool. I don't need to save my shards. I don't know that I'd have enough shards to pull it off anyway. So I'm just gonna open and try and advance my account as soon as possible. Also, content. Yay. Oh, okay. We got an epic champion. All right, Defiled Sinner. He's an interesting champion, right? He's got an A1 with the decreased defense, which that's always really good, right? A2. Wait, what is this? 5 more enemies are alive to the following attack. Instead, attacks all enemies. So you will AoE on the A1 in like dungeons and stuff like that. Whereas single target like clan boss, he'll decrease defense. Interesting. He does a max HP hit, right? Attacks one enemy, then attacks all enemies, inflicting damage equal to 15% of their max HP. If the first hit kills an enemy, the second hit cannot be critical. This is, I mean, the condition and not being critical makes that really kind of useless, quite frankly. A3, attacks all enemies, damage increases by 10% for each enemy alive, stacks up to 100%. So, okay, let me know. Is this guy worth keeping at all? I'm pretty sure I'm going to use him as food. Getting somebody to 6-star is going to take priority, and I don't think he's going to be very good for me. I have plenty of decreased defense champions, so I don't need that A1 skill. I think his enemy max HP ability, while enemy max HP is very powerful, the conditions are really limited, and again, the A3 just doesn't really intrigue me. So I'm going to feed this guy. Actually, let me tell you this. I'm going to feed him. Tell me why I'm wrong in the comments, because I'm probably doing something wrong there, but that's great. Pulling an epic there means that's another 4-star chicken, and that's actually massive for me. So that's not so bad. It's not so bad at all. Okay, let's open the voids. Maybe we'll get a Chrysia, get some real luck going on in here. I mean, we already started pretty darn lucky. Okay, we got a void. Marquise, this is definitely not somebody I want to keep in my account, right? A single target A1 is not pretty good. Counterattack continuous heal is fine on the A2, but it's nothing crazy. He doesn't have a 2-turn cooldown when booked, so he can kind of keep that on himself permanently, but it's just for him. And then AoE sleep is not a bad ability, right? That's not bad. AoE sleep, I mean, I can go ahead and deal with that. Debuff cannot be removed. I mean, that's cool too, but it's a pretty low chance. It's not somebody that I'm really, you know, I would get crazy about. You might say, oh, but it'll be good for the, you know, the Sand Devil. I don't, if I can't do the Sand Devil with the champions I have, I'm not going out of my way to do it. I'd rather use them as food and get more level ups. Now we got the Sacred, the big boy. Okay, another epic. Ooh, Venomage. Okay. I think I just, I think I just broke Land Boss. This is just gonna be insane for me. Oh my God, that's a massive pull, guys. All right, first off, let's start off. Decrease defense, decrease attack. Yeah, I'll take both of those, thank you. What he's got? Heal reduction, sure. Poisons? Yeah, I'll take that. Thank you very much. A1, activate poisons. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that as well. Enemies and heal reduction receive less damage. Cool. This is great. That's a huge one. And maybe as important as everything else, he's got an accuracy aura. That's a great epic. That was huge. Okay, so what does that mean for my account? Well, we've done a couple things, right? First off, right now, I'm not gonna be able to use them immediately, right? It's gonna take some time to really be able to utilize them. But what it does mean is I have a decreased defense and decreased attack champion, right? He's conditioned on the decreased attack, needs to be poisoned out there. But that does mean I don't need Coffin Smasher anymore, boys and girls. I'm probably gonna keep him. He brings an HP burn too, and doubling up on that ability is not a bad way to make sure that you stay alive. But with that, maybe I don't need Outlaw Monk. That's a possibility. I don't know. But definitely this guy's going in my clan boss team one way or another. It's still super early right now, so things like survivability I don't, have to worry too much about outside of decreased attack. So if we kind of keep Elva, Deacon, Elhain, those are like 3 I kind of have to keep. And then we're talking about Venomage and either Outlaw Monk or Coffin Smasher, and I'll probably test them both and see which one's going to be a better choice there. But this guy's definitely going in my team. That's a huge pull. Now, the one thing I'll say this, I've always said this about Venomage, I kind of don't like this champion because him activating his poisons only benefits you if you're overfilling the poison bar, right? Otherwise, those poisons were going to tick anyway. What's the point of activating them on the A1? There's not really a whole lot to it. Where Venomage is going to be even more useful, though, and this is probably the craziest part, is in dungeons. When we're talking about Dragon, we're talking about Ice Cold. Being able to throw out poisons, activate those poisons is massive. That's going to be a huge boon for my account. So that's the part where I'm actually really excited, because I don't necessarily need the A2 there. I've got Deacon, right? I've got options there. The decreased attack would be nice, though, too. So I can have them poison with the A3, followed up with the A2, get decreased attack out there, and then activate whatever poisons are left with his A1. That's going to be a huge bonus and really speed up my runs in those areas. So that part I'm very excited about. So we've got some decent champions here going on, but more importantly, eventually that's going to let me free up these two to probably a little bit sooner than I was expecting to be food for my account. And that's big. That's really big, actually. I mean, I could keep them. Like, they're not completely useless champions either, but right now, like I said, getting a champion to 60 is the priority, and so that's kind of what I'm going to be working on. I do also have some skill books, so I got 3 of these. We got 1 legendary champion. We're going to use them. I was just waiting for this, training event to start first, but there we go. Oh, okay. Got a cooldown. That's actually massive for us. So look at that. All right, we got this is the most important skill, this A3 ability. Getting these 2 debuff chances makes sure that she will remove all debuffs 100% of the time. That's huge. Getting the cooldown is great as well. So that ability is going to come up every 4 turns now. That's actually perfect book placement. Perfect book placement. I got the next 3 books, hopefully will be 1 in the cooldown here, and then reducing these 2 cooldowns. That would be massive if we can do that. The rest of this is damage, which obviously is good. She hits pretty darn hard, but I want her skills to come back around. That's going to be the most important thing. So that's actually a pretty massive pull right there. Now, oh yeah, we've got one epic book. So I got a cooldown there. I've got a cooldown here. We got more debuff chances there. We're putting this on Deacon. That's where it's going. Of course it goes to A1. Of course it does. Of course it does. Well, classic. Classic. What did you expect, boys and girls? Sounds perfect. So this is my day today. It's kind of the endless grind. This is what we're doing today. So that's my plan for today. Ideally, I will have somebody level 60, if not tomorrow, by the next day. That's my goal. We are going to get Rhonda after reset today. So tomorrow we're going to have Rhonda. That's going to be absolutely massive for us. So I will want to spend some time leveling her up, getting her ready. But I need to keep grinding this food because I need somebody at 6-star and I need it pretty soon. And so that's going to be my goal. That's the next step in the evolution of this account. It's getting somebody, Elhain in all likelihood after these polls, to 6-star so I can really start farming and farming well. So that's the goal for the near future. That's what we're going to be doing. Anyway, yeah, this is fun. I like being able to do these little updates and checking in with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed your morning coffee with me. And that's all we got. That's all we got, guys. We're on the road to Ultra Nightmare. It's exciting. All right. Well, till next we meet. Oh, BlueStack link, Soundstripe link, you know, all the fun stuff. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Just says, hey, I like what you're doing. It means a lot to me. And you know what? I'll be honest. I read all those comments down below too. Those mean a lot to me too. Even if I don't respond, I do try to read them. And, you know, I appreciate it. It's the place where I get a lot of my feedback. So I really appreciate you guys. Anyway, till next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.